the fucking quartering. It's the quivering. It's the quarter pounder himself. MSM mocked for insane Thanksgiving safety protocols. These people are insane. Oh boy, hit me up.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. I hope you're having a wonderful day. If you're here in the U.S. or abroad celebrating Thanksgiving, I hope you're having a safe day and enjoying lots of good food and family and friends. If you're working today, I appreciate you. Delivery truck drivers, people in civil service, people who, prison guards, truck drivers, people in the armed services, the military.
True.
Healthcare providers, people, nurses, doctors.
True.
Lots of people are working today, not enjoying Thanksgiving. So shout out to you.
Shout out to them.
Thankful to you, and I'm thankful to
Me too.
For your viewership today.
Oh, hey. I'm thankful to your viewership as well, everybody. You guys should continue to watch my streams and support me, because without all of you, then I would be forced to work a wage slave job. And frankly, that sounds awful. And also, this is my dream job. And also, I love all of you guys. So it would be really sad if you guys stopped watching me. So stick around. And I'm thankful for all of you guys today. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Happy one day after Thanksgiving.
I didn't take the day off because I just kind of, the way I run things is I try to, understand that, a lot of people work today. Retail workers work today. And so, best to suffer together. And so I work today. Last night, there was a couple of hilarious hot takes on mainstream media coming from these weirdos who the coof broke. I've got a couple of interesting articles.
Coof, is that what we're calling it now? The coof?
We had this weirdo. Psychologist Lisa Damour on managing family tension during Thanksgiving. I've never really had that issue. I don't have, my family generally stays away from politics and stuff like that at Thanksgiving. It's just, everyone kind of knows.
I'm so sorry. The Quartering talks completely unscripted and is really bad at talking just without any script or anything to follow like that. So I'm going to have to speed him up a little bit, okay? Hey, let me just say this, okay? The Quartering's videos are unscripted, and it takes him 11 minutes to just say the most simple fucking shit, okay? My videos are unscripted, and I actively have to pause every 2 seconds to stretch out my videos, okay?
Knows where everyone sits, and nobody really brings it up because that's uncouth. Anyway, serve Thanksgiving appetizers in the garage while waiting your coof rapid test results. That's right. This woman wants you to test everybody in the garage before you allow them into the house. Now, there are people out there who have just been destroyed.
A CBS guest suggested that Thanksgiving hosts serve their guest hors d'oeuvres in the garage while they await results of their rapid result COVID-19 tests. Psychologist Lisa Damour encouraged families to try and make potentially uncomfortable family situations fun by offering appetizers in a safer, open environment at their homes, she said in an appearance on CBS Mornings on Wednesday. This is tough because people are all over the map on this and all over the map with their risk tolerance, Damour said, but the rapid tests have made this a lot easier because whatever people's vaccination status is, we can actually confirm safety on the spot. If the situation feels weird, maybe make it kind of fun, Damour said, and say you're going to start with hors d'oeuvres in the garage. We'll have drinks, we'll do our rapid test, and then come on in, right? Show host cracked up at the strange suggestion. This doesn't... Dude, New York Post is probably one of the... She's trying to prevent COVID spread. Jesus fucking Christ. I know, it's a psychologist coming on to talk about, COVID prevention with families that could have people in them that are, possibly at threat of dying or getting hurt because of COVID, or having severe COVID symptoms if they get sick. Maybe if you get some fucking COVID rapid tests and want to test your family, you can serve appetizers in the garage outside where people aren't all in the same room together. And maybe that can be a way it'll work. This just doesn't come off to me as an insane thing to recommend during a pandemic. Do Thanksgiving and everything. Also, it becomes clear to me that the Quartering hasn't read this article before, because he said uncomfortable moments and tension, and he didn't read the article to realize it's referring to tension having to do with the COVID tests, and he thought it was talking about politics, which tells me he hasn't read this article before, even before making a video about it.
By the COOF. They exist. I've heard stories from people I actually know about family members who are like, requiring a negative test for Thanksgiving or requiring proof of jab. You're just not my family anymore. That's how I roll. And, I respect your decision to be a psychopath. But no, even if I were jabbed and I had a family member requiring me to prove it to them before I was allowed into their home, that would be the last time I ever talked to them. It's insanity. And I don't have any time for it. I work 364 days a year practically. And if I'm going to take time off to spend time with my family, then I'm not going to deal with that. I'll just stay home. There's lots of good shows on TV. My backlog of video games is insanely deep. But psychologist Lisa Timur encouraged families.
It's been almost 2 years, and it still astounds me that conservatives will lose their shit over people not wanting others to die, Lamau. I shouldn't be surprised, though. Listen, caring about others' health to these people is psychopathic, okay? You have to understand. Have you ever noticed how quick conservatives are to ascribe malice to lefties? Like, the first accusation from conservatives towards socialists is always like, you just want to have all the money. You just want it all for yourself. You want to take money from rich people and keep it all for yourself. That's always the accusation from, like, right-wingers when it comes to socialists or whatever. There's always these, like, out-of-nowhere accusations of, like, a selfish desire to just improve your own standard of living. And it's almost always like, at least it deep down. They seem to really believe it. But like, because you know what your own motivations are. They're completely missing the mark. But they truly, truly believe it. Which leads me to believe that they must be projecting, right? They must believe that everybody else is as selfish and as a huge of a piece of shit that doesn't care about the lives of others as they are, right? Like, that must be where all the projection on the left from the right comes from, right? They think that everybody is as much of a piece of shit as they are, so they kind of ascribe those motivations to the left. So when they see the left advocate for policies that help people, it just doesn't make sense to them. They assume, like, through some way or another, it has to benefit people on the left in some way disproportionately. It just doesn't make sense to them.
Families to try and make potentially uncomfortable family situations fun by offering appetizers in a safer, open environment at their homes, she said on her appearance on CBS Morning. It's tough because people are all over the map on this, all over the map with their risk tolerance. Reasonable. But the rapid tests have been made a lot easier because people's status is we can actually confirm safety on the spot. Did we do this before? I mean, is this is going to be a reality for some weirdos for the rest of their life? I'm just opting out of it. And I mean, if you...
But is it weird to be worried about a pandemic? Like, is this the level of engagement now? Is it just these fucking weirdos are worried about a pandemic, dude? Like, these fucking weirdos. Like, is that the level that we're on now? Is it just, is the right wing, is the peak of the right wing, like, anti-vaxxer and, like, COVID denier argument now? Like, if you care about the pandemic, you're weird. That's the tier, that's the level of engagement we're on now. In 2021, you're weird.
Tolerate because, hey, look, I got this great aunt who's 1,000,000 years old and, I don't have a lot of years left, or grandma or grandpa. I 100% respect that, but I'm opting out on that.
Empathy? Cringe.
Both of my grandparents have moved on, and if it were my wife's grandparents, I'd be skipping. That's just the way I am. And that's fine. I'm sure they would prefer that too. It's tough because if the situation feels weird, maybe make it fun and say we're going to start with hors d'oeuvres in the garage. We'll have drinks, we'll do our rapid tests, and then come on in. This person, by the way, I feel like all these weirdos are like they own stock in Binax or whatever.
What?
These tests, for as much as we're required to do them.
Wait. What? The psychologist owns stocks in a company that sells COVID tests. So that's why they're talking like this. Like, is literally all he's going to have to say is these people are weird for caring so much about COVID? Is that all it's going to be? Is this like is this just all it is now? Is it all just going to be like reverse concern trolling at this point? It's all going to be like, haha, we're going to make fun of you if you're on the left because you care about COVID. Is that all it is now? Or have they completely given up on trying to like twist whatever data or studies they can try to find to try to claim that COVID's not as big a deal as it is? Is it literally just now you're weird if you care about COVID? Is that the point we're at now? Is that the level we've reached in 2021?
Should be way cheaper. And also, I wonder if, the accuracy seems all over the map. I'm not saying that as a fact. It's just anecdotal from what I hear from people. Let me show you here. Joy Henningsen, MD. By the way, not like a surgeon or somebody on the front lines. No disrespect, but a radiologist. Okay, an excellent career, but it's not like they're working on the front lines of the COOF. My family will have an empty chair at our Thanksgiving table this year, not because we lost someone to trauma or cancer, but because we lost somebody to hashtag misinformation. Only the poked may attend for safety. Many families will feel this pain.
I love how like transparent he is about like getting around the YouTube bots marking for misinformation, where he says the coof and the poke now instead of COVID and vaccinations. And by the way, this will work, by the way. I guarantee a Nazi could make a Nazi YouTube channel and upload Nazi videos all day, and as long as they replace the right words with the right other words, they could just get away with spreading Nazi propaganda literally all fucking day. I kid you not. I bet anybody right now could go make a YouTube channel right now where they basically all they did all day on their stream and in their videos was the Nick Fuentes Jewish question cookie joke, literally all day, just replacing like Jews, black people, whatever, with like some insert funny phrase, and just literally peddle Nazi propaganda all day and completely get away with it. Reach millions of subscribers, totally get away with it. YouTube won't care because all of YouTube's moderation system is done by bots, and it's extremely easy to skirt around like obvious and blatant breaking of TOS.
That's the face of a bona fide psychopath. And if you look at our Twitter feed,
that's the face of a MILF dog.
It's like TDS, but CTDS. CDS. What? It's CDS.
What?
There's 100%.
Oh my God. Is he actually, did he just say COVID is he unironically saying COVID derangement syndrome? Is that what he just said? Is that what CDS is supposed to stand for? COVID derangement syndrome? I will actually kill myself on stream if conservatives are actually going to start referring to people who care about COVID as having CDS. I will actually kill myself. The left has been triggered. I'm actually so triggered by that because it's so fundamentally stupid. Hey, Scrimzox, how you doing?
I respect for being smart. Look, you got immunocompromised people, you got elderly people. Social distance, wear your mask, totally reasonable things to do. Requiring your family have medical information on hand to come have Thanksgiving dinner with you, that is not a normal thing. Unless you have a household full of immunocompromised people. You can make it fun, the psychologist said.
Okay, by the way, if you have someone in your family who's like an anti-masker, like an anti-vaxxer, COVID nihilist, whatever, and you've got like, you're doing Thanksgiving and you're going to have like 80, 70, 60, 90-year-olds, whatever, also having dinner, like, I'm sorry, but you might have to say fuck you to the one family member who's an anti-vaxxer, because I don't think it's fair to put the lives, health, and safety of everybody at Thanksgiving in danger because one dumb fuck has watched too much Alex Jones, okay? Like, obviously this isn't appealing to the Quartering. The Quartering is an anti-vaxxer, but still.
But she persisted. And they'll be able to enjoy the holiday because you're not worried about safety. Nobody in my family is worried about it. There are, I would say, my parents and most of the older generation, they're all poked up. Sometimes they make an occasional comment to the younger generation, make sure you don't get. But for the most part, I haven't missed a single family get together. My life has not changed one bit. Yes, there are some small things like, early on, I was happy to wear a mask around my parents. My dad has COPD. But now that they're all poked up, they can either have me over or not. That's their choice. I'm not.
My family falls for this kind of bullshit. Yeah, tons of people do. Do you guys want to hear something really, really funny about Facebook? One of the most prominent spreaders of the misinformation towards older people, like the demographic that's more likely to fall into the anti-vax, anti-mask, flat earth kind of area, like the demographic. Did you know that Facebook in China complies with banning anybody who says anything bad about the CCP? Did you guys know that? That the Chinese division of Facebook, like the moderators and everything over in China, Facebook completely complies with the Chinese government and bans any content on their side of Facebook that talks badly about the Chinese government, or basically just like the Chinese like laws in regards to speech just all apply on Chinese Facebook. Which, is pretty funny when a lot of these conservatives and whatnot will claim that Facebook is one of the last platforms that'll platform the truth, the truth that is the anti-vaxxer and the flat earth and other boomer conspiracy propaganda.
I'm not walking around in a medical suit to have overcooked turkey. It's just not how I roll. This year, I'm having Thanksgiving just at my house, and anyone's welcome, who I know personally. and there's going to be 50 people here later, and it's going to be fine. And I'm not going to make people show their papers to get into my house. That's just not how it is. Social media users were quick to ridicule the Thanksgiving plans. If you follow any of this advice, your family is lame and the food is bland and dry. Scientific fact, user Larry Williams tweeted. I would definitely politely decline and go somewhere else. This is insanity, another person said. And by the way, again, I would never advocate for like berating that person. They have a mental disorder. They were broken.
For caring about COVID? They have a mental disorder. They are broken because they care about COVID. Dude, these people are just downright deranged.
Consuming too much mainstream media. Let them live in their bubble. That's fine. You can, learn to cook. This year we smoked a turkey. I've never done that before. It looks like it's going to be amazing. I'll know for a fact in 3 hours from filming this. But, I don't think there's any value in like getting into these family battles over this stuff. You just let it ride. You say, oh, okay, well, we're just going somewhere else this year.
Like literally all it was a psychologist saying, okay, so here's what we've gotten so far, by the way. This is the evidence that okay. These are the articles that have justified TheQuartering's insane fucking title. Should I just do it, guys? Should I go full shameless with my clickbait? I guess if it's totally cool on YouTube, I'll just fucking do it. MSM mocked for insane Thanksgiving safety protocols. These people are insane, in all caps. And what he's shown us is a New York Post article talking about a psychologist who recommended maybe testing relatives coming from all around for COVID and serving like appetizers in the garage while you do COVID tests before sending everyone inside. And then a tweet where somebody didn't invite another family member to Thanksgiving because they're an anti-vaxxer. And then now Joy Behar, never heard of this person before, slammed for suggesting people come out this Thanksgiving. So I guess we'll find out what that is.
Or you stay home and you cook at home. Or, a lot of towns have at least 1 or 2 restaurants that are open for Thanksgiving. You make reservations there. You enjoy. If you're like me, I have no issues with my family, but we're not one of those families that needs to see each other all the time. I have a twin sister that I haven't seen. I see her 3 times a year and she lives 20 minutes away. And we're both fine with that. But we love each other and would do anything for each other, but we don't need to see.
I got really freaked out for a second when I heard twin sister and I thought, wait, TheQuartering has a sister that looks just like him? I papagoed for a second there.
Each other every minute of every day, and if she wants to have, she's a nurse, she wanted to have some sort of restrictions, she would totally understand if I was like, peace out. And I think that's far more normal. I wouldn't yell at her, get in a fight over it. That's stupid. Then you have Joy Behar, another moron, slammed for suggesting people come out this Thanksgiving. Joy Behar is facing backlash for suggesting on Wednesday on an episode of The View that closeted LGBTQIA plus people should come out to their families this Thanksgiving. Yeah, because it's your decision, right, Joy Behar? Everybody else.
What? Bro. What are you... what? Sure, if you want, come out this thing. Wait, are you actually mad that, a celebrity is saying that LGBT people should come out to their families at Thanksgiving? Is this what we're... Dude, TheQuartering's evolution has gone from he just doesn't want the game industry going too woke and focusing too much on identity over video games, and now it's evolved full on to I'm mad about celebrities saying that LGBT people should come out to their family at Thanksgiving. That's the point we've escalated to.
Out there, just come out to your family this Thanksgiving. Just come out. See what happens. She added. A confused Whoopi Goldberg asked, "Come out the door?" But many people online didn't agree with Joy Behar's holiday planning. Please don't pressure people into coming out of the closet if they're not ready. Meanwhile, another person noted that it's incredibly dangerous.
What? What is this concern trolling bullshit? Don't pressure people to come out of the closet if they're not ready. What? It's a suggestion. No one is forcing anyone to do anything. What? Maybe you could say it's a little out of touch because LGBT people would most of the time probably be terrified to come out. At Thanksgiving dinner to all of their crazy conservative family members. Also, I love that. Wait, do you think that TheQuartering is unironically going to try to do the concern trolling too and say, what if some of the family members are homophobic? Do you think that TheQuartering's unironically going to say that? If he does, I will actually just slam my desk and end stream without saying anything.
To push us to come out before they're ready. What world are you living in? It's 2021. I mean, are there a small amount of families that this would be a big deal for? Sure. My parents, they probably wouldn't understand it, but it's not like this.
Okay, I was completely wrong. He actually went even dumber. He's actually going how many families are actually going to be against you coming out as gay? How many of them are actually going to be that against it? Hold on, let me check something really quick. LGBTQ youth have a 120% higher risk of homelessness. Think about that for a second. According to a new study, LGBTQ youth, young people, are 120% more likely to experience homelessness than their non-LGBTQ youth. Right off the bat, these young people are presented with, oh, thank you for absolutely fucking me over, are presented with an uneven playing field. True Colors United is working with, oh, hey, look, it's the Life is Strange game, is working to level that field so that LGBTQ youth are no more likely to experience homelessness than anyone else. Oh, here it is. We've seen this risk reflected in our research. Let's break it down. It's estimated that about 7% of youth in the United States are LGBTQ, while 40% of youth experiencing homelessness are LGBTQ. Think about that for a second. Despite being only 7% of the population, LGBTQ youth make up 40% of young people experiencing homelessness. Does that maybe suggest that there's a problem having to do with family acceptance of young LGBT people? Do you think maybe that like homophobia among like parents and guardians that may perhaps disown their youth their children might be a little bit higher than you're making it out to be, Jeremy? Do you think it might be a little bit more of a problem when 40% of homeless youth are LGBT?
The whole idea that coming out is stunning and brave anymore in 2021 is absurd. It's practically worshipped.
It's practically worshipped. 40% of youth who are on the streets living homeless are LGBT, but it's practically worshipped to come out as gay these days. You'll practically be receiving free blowjobs the second you come out. Like, you'll have a parade clapping for your bravery if you come out in 2021.
People do it, in my opinion, in some cases, just for clout. That's why they film it and put it on TikTok. All these teachers that come, I'm this new crazy title thing, and then all this little kids clap, and then they put it on TikTok. Get out of here. You're not risking anything. Now, if you don't want to, that's...
This, like, right here is what people talk about when they talk about, like, white privilege. White privilege, in many cases, can just refer to somebody who is so privileged that, like, their engagement with politics is, like, they're mad about TikToks, right? Like, TikToks of teachers saying they're, like, tree gender or whatever, that's what pisses them off. For, like, minorities and people on the left that are facing actual discrimination, it's, like, being 120% more likely to be homeless than like straight people, an overwhelmingly higher likelihood of having violence done upon you by others. Just like I could literally just go down the list of things that minority groups in America are discriminated because of, like the fucking criminal justice system for black people and everything. Obviously going back in history, having to do with like socioeconomic factors from like slavery to Jim Crow to redlining, which is only just a couple decades ago, to segregation, all of that kind of stuff, right? Like, conservatives are incapable of acknowledging the idea that those bad things could still have an effect today.
It's your choice 100%. You don't need to be listening to Joy Behar, but this is what they're talking about. Not Thanksgiving recipes, but you should probably come out. Joy Behar, you're an older, wealthy, entitled white woman. Want people to come out today just because they tweeted. Shows how out of touch you really are. I'm really happy to see just the tides turning against a lot of these woke morons. I hope you have a wonderful day. You're celebrating Thanksgiving. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Otherwise, I just hope you have a wonderful day. I'm so thankful.
Bro, that video was low quality, even for the quartering standards, if I'm being completely honest. It is possible to add emotes to YouTube chat. You just don't know. No, you can. You can. I've done it. The way you get emotes in YouTube chat is by hitting the join button and becoming a channel member. Speaking of which, by the way to get emotes, if you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and commenting. It helps the video out a lot. Consider subscribing as well, as we do plan to do a big Sonic charity stream for 24 hours straight when I hit 75,000 subs, so consider subscribing.